Hello, greetings everybody. Welcome to week 2 for menu designs and management. Happy to see you all here. After last night, we're back to back and with another topic to discuss. So, as you all know, after doing the research from last week, about week 1, menu, right? Menu is really important. But what else is, if not almost as important, some might say it's even more important. I sent out an article about that today, and the answer is location. You've heard it here before, location, 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 right? Let's just think about what that really means, okay? It's not just about where you are, but the type of restaurant or establishment that you're gonna be, right? Those two things have to link up. So, how do we get customers in, walking in through those doors? How do you get new customers? You're a new business.
Advertisement.
Word of mouth.
Okay, we've got advertising.
Marketing.
How are you going to advertise?
Free samples.
Social.
Free samples.
Free samples, that's a good idea. How are you going to advertise? I think somebody started saying social media.
Yeah, social media.
Social media,
Now,
radio, social media, TV.
Radio.
Guess what?
Hand to hand.
Are really expensive. Social media, pretty cheap, but not if you're trying to get that to the right crowds, the right people, right? You have to pay. You can put as many Instagram posts as you want out there, but how are you going to get people to follow you?
Right.
All right. So social media is free. It's great. Once you have that customer base, it's awesome. But without it, you need to pay for ads, right? What are you going to do? You're going to have somebody walk around with flyers, going around the neighborhood, putting stuff up. That's fine. Guess what? You have to pay somebody to do that as well. Right?
Did it myself.
You did it yourself.
Right.
Yep.
There you go. If you have the luxury of being able to do that.
That runs out fast, that time.
Exactly. You got it. So let's go back to that location. If you're in a high traffic area, you're going to get a lot high foot traffic area. That's great. You could put a sandwich board out, right? On the sidewalk, offer a deal, offer those free specials. What if you don't live in a high foot traffic area?
Not gonna get a lot of customers.
Brenda, what were you saying?
You're not gonna get a lot of customers.
Exactly, right? What about parking? Do you have street parking? Do you have a parking lot? Is it easily accessible by public transportation?
Mm-hmm.
Who lives in the neighborhood? Is it families? Old people? College students? Young business professionals? What type of food are you serving? What's your price point?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to open a place in the heart of your downtown city, right, where we've got a lot of businesses and people working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, what type of place do you want to put there?
It could be a burger joint, or it could be a higher upscale restaurant, depending on the hours that you want.
Good observations, right? So a burger joint or a sandwich joint, you're getting that lunch crowd, right? 9 to 5, I want to run in, I want to get a quick bite to eat and get out of there, okay? Maybe then you're going to have some high-end restaurants for those evening corporate dinners. Maybe you want to offer happy hour specials. Right? What if you want to open up an Asian themed restaurant, modern Asian cuisine, and there are no real other Asian restaurants in that neighborhood? You think that's a good idea or a bad idea?
Depending on the demographics of.
Depending upon the demographics?
Yeah, because if there are a lot of Asian people, then good, because you can compete with the other. You're gonna have enough customers maybe. But if you don't have enough Asian population over there, then not much is gonna happen probably.
Right. But maybe if there are no Asian restaurants there already, maybe they're not surviving, right? Maybe there's no demand for it.
Right.
Or no one ever tried.
Pardon me?
Or no one ever tried an Asian restaurant before, and people would appreciate that kind of cuisine.
Yeah, definitely. Both of these are great things. Yeah, Bonnie.
Going along with the maybe no one ever tried, before you would want to put that Asian restaurant there, you would really need to do a lot of research on if it's going to survive. Because, I mean, you have to have the capital to keep yourself going if there's not the need for that, right?
Bingo. Bingo. So, this is what we're getting to. Research. Demographics. Okay? Research is key. You guys are all bringing up great points, right? I love it, right? You're thinking, well, maybe an Asian restaurant would take off because they're not exposed to it. Once they have it, they're going to love it. Or, hey, maybe it means it doesn't work there, right? It is all about research, okay? Research is critical. We were talking about parking, right? Accessibility. If you don't have anywhere for your customers to park, how the heck are they going to come eat? You don't have a parking lot.
Right.
Yeah, you're cutting out a lot of business. People that'd be like, oh, wait, that looks good. Boom, right? Turn in. And then I'm like, man, there's nowhere to park. All right, forget it. I'll come back some other time. You only have street parking, right? Or if you're at a difficult to reach destination, it's gorgeous setting. It's like an hour and a half or 45 minutes or an hour outside of the city, rolling hills, beautiful. You got a farm to table restaurant. Awesome. Guess what? That is a destination restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
You got to plan for that.
If
That's
you
not
have
hey, I'm gonna roll by and just quickly grab a bite. No way. All right. Now, can those type of destination restaurants work? Heck yeah. Right? But let's think about even a highway. We're on a road trip, and you always see those signs on the side like food and dining or restroom and whatever gas station. But what are mostly located there? Chains, right? Arby's, Mickey D's, Burger King, Popeyes, Dunkin' Donuts. Names that people recognize because they're like, oh, fine, I know I'll be able to get what I need there. Boom.
Right.
All right. Plus, takes a lot of money to put that name up there. So, let us pull up this little thing called demographics. All right. Demographics is where you start your research. Okay. Because what's important to know about your customers? You got to know what type of cash flow do they have, right? We were talking about elderly. What do we think? What do we think the elderly, older generation, retired? What do we think about they with their spending money? What do we think?
Fixed income.
Fixed income, exactly.
Disposable income.
Fixed income and disposable. Yeah, it depends upon where you live, what social, and economic group you're in as well, right? You could be on a super tight income, right? You're like, I'm depending on my security deposit, money check, and That's kind of my flexibility. Or you have some, which is not as often the case, somebody who has a lot of savings in the bank and is like, oh, I'm good. There's a difference between a lot older and then just empty nesters. Empty nesters, the kids recently got out of the house and they're like, yeah, I'm still working. We're still good. You know, we've got some more flexibility with our cash flow. New families. What do we think about new families? What do they generally have?
Small kids.
Yeah, not a lot of
Tight
time,
buttons.
not a lot of money,
Right.
right? College students, what about them?
No filters.
No
They
field
spin that wheel. That's a no filter. They spin that wheel. I have one.
Not a lot of extra cash flow. We were all in college, right? Living on ramen.
That's right.
Lunch at the cafeteria, right? Spending that chunk change on a few brewskis, maybe a cup of coffee. Not a lot of spare change going on out there for college students, especially these days and age. Recent grads struggling to find a job, but let's talk about that 25 to 35 age group. Young professionals, they've got money coming in, they don't have kids, they're trying to go out, meet people. They've got money to spare, right? Because they don't have kids. They've got money coming in because they're working and they're young, right? They want to go to what type of places?
Fun places.
Large group.
I heard fun places. Yeah. What else?
Large group.
Large groups. Yep. What else?
Restaurants?
Good.
Fast and cheap.
Bars.
You said for college students?
No, this one is for young professionals.
Oh, yeah.
With more disposable income and no family.
Okay, they're looking for places to hang out?
Looking for places to hang out. They're looking for something that's trendy.
Yeah.
All right. Trendy is that word, right? Social, upbeat. Yeah. Trendy, inexperienced. Exactly, Rebecca. That's what that target market is looking at, right? Now, does this mean that there aren't outliers like the fringe on each group? 100%. It's not written in stone, okay? Just like everything in the world, there's not just this box that people live in, okay? That is not true. However, you can make general assumptions about a group of people. Again, that does not mean it's true for everybody, but general groupings, okay? That's what we're really talking about here. We're not talking about very specific, oh, well, I know somebody who does X, Y, and Z. Of course, we all know people who are not gonna fit in a box. I don't fit in a box. I'm sure you don't fit in a box, right? Okay, so there are people that are never gonna fit into the right box or the box that people think that they do, but the grand majority of people do. You can kind of generally guess and estimate these type of people with this type of income are gonna perform in X, Y, and Z fashion, okay? Again, doesn't mean everybody will, but a lot of people do follow that. So let's take a quick look at, we've got the census coming up in 2020, right? Does everybody know what the census is? Demographics, that's how we gain and gather information. Bless you. Just gonna mute everybody. So let's pull this up. All right. United States Census. So this is where you're going to want to start, when you start to do research, right? You're going to want to use this. Hey, let's check this out. Wow, the 15 fastest growing large cities by percentage change. Let's just see what this looks like. All right. Frisco, Texas. Buckeye, Arizona. Texas. Wow, what's going on in Texas? All of these cities are pretty much in the south, other than Idaho. What's going on? Are we seeing a trend? Texas, I would put money on, hey, maybe that's oil related, right? Got a lot of oil fields out in Texas, got big growth there. Possibly, who knows? Maybe not, I could be wrong.
Weather?
Weather, yep. Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Guess what? I know exactly why this is there. Nashville, Tennessee has been one of the hot spots over the past 5 years, not just for a music destination, but a food destination as well. It's been growing like gangbusters. Murfreesboro is just outside of Nashville, so you're gonna have a little bit lower rent. Boom, everybody's gonna go there, right? Hey, maybe I should open a place there.
Yeah, it's the new Las Vegas. Don't they
There you
call it? Yeah, it has some nickname like Las Vegas.
Yeah, the Bachelorette Las Vegas land or something, Nashville, I don't know, something along those lines. Who knows? But so that's why these things start to develop. You start to look at trends. Okay, and Franklin's over there too. Franklin is right there. So you start saying, where's growth? Okay, what's going on there? Who's going on there? Who's moving to these places? Then you can start and do more research, right? If you're looking for your specific town or city, I believe this is how we can do it. I did this before. Let's see, hold on. This might be on my other website in a second. But this is what you're also gonna look up, right? So look at this, the census. What are we looking at? Age and sex, education, employment. Okay, guess what? Depending upon these factors, these are demographics again, all right? You know who's gonna have more disposable income. Let's check this out. Let's see, let's look this up. Who wants to, this one I think I can do it, I can plug it in. No, this one isn't. But again, you can see what are the fastest, these are the fastest growing cities or towns, right? For 2010. I want to get this one thing to show you guys. Because you can plug in the city and then you pull up everything. What's the age group? What's the education level? All these different factors that's gonna clue you in to your area, all right? What about you live in kind of a rural area and you're like, I wanna open up a fine dining restaurant. Whoa, I just saw Johnny's reaction, which I don't know if he thinks that's that wise of an idea. What do you all think? Rural location, fine dining? Not really.
It's a specific demographic, like you said. It's one was right up the street from me. It eventually went under, but it was a 5-star. But it eventually went under.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they can't open.
Right, they can't open.
They can definitely open. It means can you survive? Do you all know what the survival rate of restaurants are these days and age?
Very low.
Very low. Yeah, you're right. Not high. It is difficult.
A lot of competition.
Huge competition. Huge. Yeah, to NRA, the National Restaurant Association, not the
Under 10%.
What's that, Chris?
10%.
Did somebody say of restaurants survive?
Under 10%.
Under 10%. Yeah, you're right. Under 10%. Good estimate, right? If you make it past the first year, that's fantastic. If you make it after 2.5 years, that's another milestone. Generally, restaurants that make it about 5 years have some, you're gonna do okay, all right? 5 years is a good testament of time, right? Because guess what? You're taking out loans in the beginning, right? Unless you have a huge amount of investors.
Right.
Plus, inventory. You have to stack your restaurant full of food before you start cranking the food out. It's a lot of money just sitting on shelves. Got to pay staff. Got to do that advertisement, right? Yeah, good luck with that, Bonnie. Culinary Association, ton of, you can become a member of many different culinary associations there's ones developed for just women. There are ones that are developed for pretty much everything under the sun, okay? There's general culinary groups that you can join and become members of as well. I can send out some links to you all for that as well if you'd like. So let's pull up this class page because it's really important, y'all. Like, I don't know how many people want to start their own business, restaurant, but you need to have a boatload of research, a business plan. You need to look at your demographics. You need to look, like Bonnie was talking about, hey, she's got this idea for an establishment. Is it a resort town? Is it a beach town? Do you have seasonality there? Are you going to shut down in those off months? What's going on, right?
Right.
All right. Definitely, Shayla. All right, let me pull this class page up. So we're all on this together. And like I said, it's research, 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 research. If you don't want to fail. If you want to fail, go for it. Check it out. Don't do any research. Just believe in your concept. But let me tell you, it doesn't work. It's a risky business, all right? Without your research, it's tough. It doesn't matter how, you could be cranking out the best food, but if you don't get people in there, that's what the difference is, right? So here we go. Class page, week 2, all right? We'll be talking about the discussion forum that you have to do this week, but this is what we're looking at, deciding on a location, okay? We'll talk about food trucks in a little while. Yeah, foot traffic is huge, Chris. So, deciding on a location, all right? Let's see, no. Okay? Where, right? Where? It's not just about how, like we were talking about before. What type of food you're offering, what type of service. It's not just that, okay? How are you gonna get them in there? Be sure you're clicking through these, all right? These add up to your weekly points, all right? Because you're gonna have questions. I just have to show this because a lot of people didn't do this, all right? Let's take a look right here. Senior citizens, many tend to be spendthrifts, meaning they're counting every penny, okay? But they often have disposable income, right? So you're looking at, if you're marketing to senior citizens, your menu items should look like they're a good deal, even if they aren't. A lot of psychology goes into menu building. We're gonna talk about this later. What do you see when you see a 95? You're like, if $3.95 versus $4.05, that's $3. That's not $4, right? Your brain just works like that. A lot of people do, right? They see the number and they associate it with that. Okay, you're making a lunch meal, like a lunch special. Maybe you're only shaving off of like 25 cents, but a lunch meal sounds better. And now you just purchased more with the lunch meal because you weren't gonna get a Coke anyhow. But that lunch meal sounds good, seems like a deal. So you just got upsold without even knowing it, right? It's a great marketing trick. Doesn't mean it's always a great value. You might be saving a little bit, but you might have just purchased more than you would have. All right, families, right? If you're attracting families, you need to have some kid menus on there, some kid items, nothing else. Teenagers, this is a hard, you know, it's a hard target market. Personally, I don't suggest marketing towards teenagers. They don't really have money. I mean, at least I certainly didn't, you know? Maybe you've got some teenagers who are working. Maybe some have allowances, but they don't have a bunch of money. So, but this is what it does say. If you are going to have teenagers, maybe you have something that attracts kids, right? Maybe it's movies, maybe it's arcades, but then you need to do some bundle pricing, right? So that they're going in, all right, collectively. But again, I would highly suggest steering away from this group. All right, that's not where you're gonna make your money. Singles, great, happy hour. Easy, right? Trendy, what we were talking about. Check out this little clip as well. Like I said, keep working through these. People miss this, so that's why I wanna just bring this up. We'll talk about a few other topics, but it's on you to read this and go through these, click through the slides, answer the questions, all right? Here is the psychology of target demographics. I'm gonna give you a little intro. Again, this is another thing, right? Check this out. This is 3 minutes. I'm just gonna give you the brief
Our
intro.
brains can do some pretty amazing things when it comes to making sense of the world we live in. With enough experience, our brains begin to group objects into categories to help explain their similarities. This allows us to save time by looking at just a few characteristics of an object and knowing what it is. Even though this image isn't finished, you can probably recognize it based on its leaves and trunk. Psychology calls these mental shortcuts heuristics. Heuristics are how we know the difference between a dog and a cat without having to think about it too much. We also know which animal gets the dog food. As you look at these images, how do you think a company would market each? And to whom? You might identify with both styles, and there are even categories in between. Companies want to know their target demographic and how they can best sell to them. What are the target demographics of a family-style diner? And how does their menu market directly to each? These groups may have many differences, but they all want value more than anything else. Good food, or even just okay food, at a great price. The obvious target market for this sports bar is sports fans.
All right, so I just want to give you that little intro so that you can start to see, hey, just because they're very different groups doesn't mean they can't still have that same end goal, right? That's what pulled them in. You saw seniors, families, and late night crowd. All looking for that same bingo, the value, right? Just like if you have a music venue or a sports bar or a comedy cellar or live music. Again, targeting different groups. You're gonna put different deals down. Maybe if I have a sports bar and I know the big game's gonna be on, I'm gonna offer like party packs. I'm gonna be like 50 wings and 5 pitchers of beer. And that's, you know, like the Sunday special or something. Because I wanna get a group of people in ordering. Because I know there are also gonna be some other people in that group who don't wanna drink beer, they're gonna order cocktails. But it gets the group in, right? Hey, you and like 7 buddies, 8 buddies, whatever, I don't know. And just like, let's go watch the game. They've got that Sunday special. Hit up the wings and beer. Brunch. People are doing bottomless mimosas. Okay. Offer salty foods to make them orders. Yeah, why do you think oftentimes bars have little free peanuts or free popcorn? That is not just because they're nice. It's because then you're craving, you're thirsty, right? What were we talking about last class? Remember? getting kids crayons, something to doodle on. You better be sure you're gonna have a kids menu there too, right? Something that's pretty mild, right? It doesn't mean that some kids don't like spicy foods, that some kids don't like olives and blue cheese. But the majority of them want some chicken fingers, some pasta, right? Grilled cheese, maybe a hot dog, maybe something that's easy to eat with fingers, some carrot and celery with ranch, right? Also, remember, kids' menus are not the kid menus of the earlier days, right? We got to start offering healthier options. Parents want to offer their children healthier options. So don't just make it be frozen chicken fingers. Yeah. Are you going to offer that? Heck yeah, because it's also a treat for the kid, right? It's a treat for everybody who goes out to the restaurant. So you want to offer those guilty pleasures as well, but make sure you have a little bit of a healthy option, right? That might be nice. All right. So think about that when you're building your kids' menu, if you have a place like that. All right. Yeah, carrots, broccoli, grilled chicken strips, right? Do they have to be deep fried chicken strips? Maybe it's a grilled chicken strip. Okay, you offer that. Hey, grilled chicken tenders or fried chicken tenders. Offer that as an option, all right? So, again, there are, like we said, it's not always a steadfast rule, but there's general assumptions that we make. I wanna pull up the discussion forum so you all know how to answer this and what I'm expecting from you all. So, here is week 2. It's under experience. It's the target demographics. All right. No, sorry, I'm joking, kidding. No, wait, it is, that is right. That's the psychology of target demographics. This is the demographic. Some of you already gotten in here. Now, some important things to note. Here you go. I want to go over these with you because people get confused. Click on these. You have 4 different types of menus. You need to analyze all of them. You need to look at all of them, okay? But you pick one. So we've got El Gato Grande, all right? The big cat here. Let's just take a look at this. Some guac, quesadilla, flautas, nachos, some tacos, fajitas, a couple of desserts, enchiladas, chile relleno, right? Yep. Then we've got La Pâtisserie Paris, huh? A little bakery. Prices are looking at hovering around those $3 to $4, right? A few little pieces, some sweet treats to go. A couple of sandwiches, okay? So where might this be good? Near a train station, heading into the city, you get out, grab your thing, run back. Yeah, awesome. Who else might this attract?
People to and from their way to work.
Yeah,
City.
definitely. What about old folks? Seniors? Yeah, Devin, you got it, right? I'm gonna go in, I'm retired, I'm taking my day, I'm gonna stroll in, I'm gonna have myself a little croissant and a coffee, a cafe. I'm looking at that, I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna grab a drink, we're good to go, a little coffee, feeling great, okay? Now, here's one, Le Choix. Attention to detail here, folks. Somebody might say, oh, there are no prices on this. Yes, there are, all right? It says it right here, 3 courses, $60. Add an additional course for $10, all right? This is to take that away. Cost is there. You know it's a prefix, fixed price. Who do we think we're marketing to? Kids? You gonna bring your kid in here for a $60 meal?
No.
No, you're right. Single, date night, anniversary night, special occasion, celebration, graduation, right? Disposable income, rich people, yeah. All right. Now, again, I'm going to ask you guys a question about this menu specifically next week, so pay attention to it. Let me know what you observe, okay? Now, next, we got shell on wheels, all right? These crustaceans are hotter than shell. So, we're looking at names. What the shell? Fire fries, rings of fire, the quencher. Who do we think we might be advertising to here? Bar crowd, yeah. Groups, maybe. Right, what the shell? It's a half a pound of shrimp, a crab, a half a lobster, a half a crawfish, plus andouille sausage, corn and red potatoes. That's a lot of food, right? Go in with a group, order a few of these things. Got a pound of mud bugs. Yeah, Bonnie.
I know this is gonna sound crazy, but when I saw this, I instantly thought like St. Louis food truck. You know, I didn't think that it was actually a restaurant. I saw food truck all the way because they have so many different things that are broken down that you could just easily serve and go. That's just what my opinion was.
Could be a serve and go. Could be also a sit down, got like a fun vibe. It's on a beach, right? You're eating a bunch of seafood, some fries, drinking beer, right? Hot weather, sweating, feeling good. Okay, so hopping back into this assignment, you're gonna pick one of these to then analyze, all right? And this needs to be a fully thought out answer. My suggestion to you all is go like this, number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and answer them that way. That way you know you cover everything. Choose your menu. What age group should that restaurant target? Just gonna use this as an example. Am I going for kids here? No. Exactly. So start thinking about that. Then, what income level should this restaurant target? If I'm choosing this one, we know it's the higher, right? Higher income bracket. Remember, you're picking one. So if it's the shell on wheels, hey, you know what? This is pretty approachable. I think this is really approachable, right? That's not crazy. Those are not crazy prices for seafood. At least where I'm from, Chicago, all right? Really approachable. You know, that could target a decent amount of groups. But again, I'm probably not targeting the young or the really old, sensitive digestive tracts, right? So I'm looking for maybe a teenage to college to professionals to the weekend, you know, crowds, something like that. Then talk about what aspects of that menu led you to pick these demographics. Why? Price point, menu options, okay? And then, importantly, list one age or income demographic you do not think that each restaurant should pursue and explain why. So that means if I chose Shell on Wheels for this, I'm talking about Shell on Wheels for these top 4 questions, and then that last one, I'm gonna talk about all 3 other restaurants and why, which group it's not for, and give a reason. Okay? Without this, you will not receive full points.
Can you repeat that, the last one?
Yes. So the last one, list one age or income demographic, right? That you don't think each restaurant should pursue and explain why. So if I choose Shell on Wheels as, which menu did you choose? Shell on Wheels, right? What age group should this restaurant target? Blah, 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 blah. For Shell on Wheels, right? I just went over that.
Mm-hmm.
Level. What aspects of the menu led me to pick these demographics? What they're offering, style of service, right? Menu. And then list one age or income demographic that I don't think each restaurant should pursue and explain why. So that means I don't think El Gato should go for,
Okay.
yeah. And I don't think La Pâtisserie Paris should go for this. And Le Choix should not go for teenage. And explain why. For each.
Okay, thank you.
Very welcome. All right. So that is how you are going to answer this question for the discussion forum. Then, of course, always room for discussion. All right. You do need to reply to classmates, saying, hey, you know, I disagree with you because X, Y, and Z, or I agree with you because X, Y, and Z. It's not just an I agree or I disagree. You don't get points for that. As simple as that, right? A discussion forum means we want to keep the conversation going. All right? So, does anybody have any questions on that? You all have done discussion forums before. Cool. All right. So what else? We'll wrap this up. I just want to drill home the idea of location and a few other factors when we're looking at setting up a location, right? Picking this. You need to really understand the demographics and who your target market is. It means your location and what type of menu you're creating. Okay, without understanding that, you're kind of lost. You're barking up a tree and you don't know what's up there. Okay, again, price point. What are you offering? Who lives in that area? What's their income like? I know, for example, in the heart of downtown, Chicago, the Loop, guess what? Restaurants are closed on the weekends. There's about literally a sprinkle of restaurants I can go to in the Loop. Why?
Because there are a lot of offices, maybe.
No businesses are open. No foot traffic.
Yeah, you guys hit it. No businesses are all open, no foot traffic, and a lot of offices. Right? People are flooding into the city to go to work and leaving. There is no point of a restaurant staying open on the weekend when they don't have people down there. All right? But that's not to say you couldn't make a killing down there Monday through Friday from 6 a.m., right? Start to get that early morning, that rush, the coffee, right? The quick to-goes, lunch, you're gonna have another rush, and then maybe you do some quick takeaways in the evening, like, hey, grab this to go. But you're not gonna be staying open super late either. Think about, if it's hard for you to conceptualize this, think about what your downtown looks like and what restaurants are there. What hours are they open? Okay. And if you don't have a lot of restaurants in your town, then start thinking about, hey, well, I went to visit this one city or something. Think about what was offered there. All right. Start to think about these things. Because sometimes, you know, figure it out with something that's tangible, right? Something that you know and understand. Bakeries aren't usually open until 10 p.m. at night. Right? Bars generally don't open at 7 in the morning. Unless maybe you live in like New Orleans during Mardi Gras, then maybe you do. Right? But otherwise, yeah, that's just not it. So what you offer, price points you offer, and where you offer it all has an impact on who your target market and target demographic is. So, lots to think about. It's a big concept to grasp, but it's all about research, okay? Does anybody have any other questions?
I say your local municipalities, depends on what kind of business you're trying to open, food truck or certain, if they're geared towards the brick and mortar. Like once I first started a food truck in 2015, we could only go and sit for like 30 minutes at a time.
Yes.
Not enough time to get your grease hot, and then you have to move, you know, it doesn't work.
Thank you for bringing that up, Johnny. Shayla was asking about that as well. Food trucks, right? You heard it from Johnny himself. If you can only stay in one certain area for X amount of time, and that barely gets you time to fire up your fryers, you better not have anything on the menu that you're frying.
Right. Right.
Right? Or if you're in a bit hot business area for people who are on the go looking to pick up a quick sandwich, you're during their lunch break, better not take a long time for you to prep their sandwich or their pasta.
Right.
Turn them and burn them. Those tables, get them in, get them out. Food trucks do have the unique ability to move around, right? Which is great. But you have to look, just like Johnny said, what are the regulations? City of Chicago doesn't allow, there's like 2 streets in downtown Chicago where they allow food trucks. That's it. We don't do food trucks here. It's not a thing. Then you have other places where you might have like a parking lot that's dedicated to food trucks. Okay, parks, got events, carnival. You have to apply for those, get the permit for that. So.
Hey, why is it not a thing, food trucks in Chicago? Why do you think it's not a thing?
Chicago's an anomaly.
It's
We've got interesting mayorship here and rules and regulations, but you have to think about this. It blocks up traffic. Where can you go? You need to be at a certain where that you're not blocking up traffic. Right?
Chef, in New York, only certain corners you were allowed to be on the food trucks, and then they change it like every year. They change where you're allowed to be. There's certain rules and regulations, and it's crazy.
Exactly, Yankee.
Yeah.
You got it. So food trucks are great because you don't have those upfront costs for brick and mortar. You got a lot of other stuff you got to pay attention to.
Yes. They'll get it in the on the other end. You have to pay a lot of, you know. You have to pay a lot to get in those streets and for them to remove parking meters and give you that spot for a year. It's a lot of money in the major cities.
Definitely. So again, we come back to this whole idea of research. Research. Think about your concept. Think about what you want to do. Maybe you don't want to have your own place. I used to want to have my own place years ago. Let's see, Rebecca lives in a village, about 1,000 people. Invites a different food truck from Columbus, which is about an hour away, and the town blows up. Trucks get so much visited out here. that some of the trucks have fought for the ability to come multiple weekends back to back or come more often. Awesome. Yeah, so that local grocer, though, owns most likely his or her parking lot, so controls what can come in and out there.
Right.
And that's why. It's a great idea. Fantastic. You can do a huge amount of business. I have a friend who lives out in Vermont. There's a construction warehouse site where like all the construction workers would meet and then disperse to go to their jobs. She teamed up with the owner of the construction company, started a food truck there, sandwiches, soups, brownies, cookies, boom. Consistent business. And of course, little like burrito egg sandwiches in for breakfast. Sells out every day. Gotta know your hot spots though.
Right.
And a limited, concise menu as well.
That's fact.
All right,
That's where your waste comes in.
Exactly.
Chef, some of these places, they changed up what they bring every day. Some of these food trucks that go to construction sites.
Yeah. Some places you do. You want to change up your menu if you know what's selling, right? Not always easy to have a constantly rotating menu though, right? Because prep. Unless you have crossover. We're going to talk about that. I think it's next week or week 4. Menu mix and crossover utilization, right? We were talking about how last week at a breakfast cafe, you can have a larger menu because you're using eggs, onions, peppers, bacon, sausage, cheese in many different styles, right? That's versatile. Got crossover. One of the greatest, think about this, a taco joint, right? Remember back in CE187? I don't know if you did this option, but you could make, like, there was the option to make 4 different salsas, 4 or 5 salsas. And
Right.
majority of them consisted of cilantro, onion, tomato, a type of pepper, and avocado, right? And you can make so many different versions of salsas using these 5 ingredients. But the key is making really different salsas. One you're gonna roast, one's gonna be fresh, one's gonna be more avocado based, one's gonna be more tomato based. And it doesn't seem boring because they're prepared in different ways. But 5 main ingredients. Okay. That's why a sandwich shop can do quite well. Think about a sandwich shop, right? You've got your cold cuts, your cheeses, and then your basic toppings, right? Like LTO, mustard, mayo, some vinegar, oil, maybe a pesto, maybe a spiced aioli or a roasted red pepper spread. And now I can make everything from a Cuban sandwich to an Italian slammer, right? Loaded up, triple decker with salami and everything in giardiniera, right? But again, I've got that crossover, right? That ham is going to be used on a ham sandwich, which is going to be used on the Cuban, which is going to be used on the Italian wreck. Or I can pare those down. It's just a really simple turkey and Swiss club. The toppings are pretty much the same. So, any questions? No? You guys feeling good?
Good class.
Good. Happy you enjoyed. All right. If you do have questions or confused about anything, please do not hesitate to reach out. It is a lot of information to digest. Break it down little by little, demographics, and then we can talk more. We're going to keep on talking. All right. Just start thinking. It's just, there's a lot more to restaurants than we think than just making awesome food. All right. And I want you all to be successful and profitable in whatever you do. That's the goal.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Talk to you soon. And have a great weekend. Bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye.